Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your March 2016 mid-month reading. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month, I'll still be doing the same spread, 8 cards with an additional card as your overall theme and crowning energy for the month. These are general readings, so if you can't relate to them at all, they don't resonate at all, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well, which you should do every month anyway. I always do. Very informative. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. You are why I'm here. Thank you so very much for all your wonderful feedback and comments, both on my channel and to my email as well. And always thank you to those of you who reach out for personal readings. It is an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to do that. And for those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information on myself, what I do, and my contact information, which is Maggie, the number 1, McGuire at gmail.com. I do readings full-time, so I'm pretty good about working with your schedules, and my current turnaround time for personal readings is 24 to 48 hours. So let's get right into this reading. This is for Aries for March 2016 mid-month. Aries, March 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of March hold for our Rams? Aries, the restless sign. What does March 2016 mid-month hold for you? Okay. We begin with the Six of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups, the High Priestess, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. The Three of Cups, followed by the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the King of Wands, followed by the Page of Wands. And as your overall theme and crowning energy for the reading, the card from the bottom of the deck is the Hanging Man. Feels like a theme of patience and trusting your intuition and your path, which is interesting because Leo had something a little similar. So let's take a look, Aries. Okay, let's begin. We start with the Six of Wands, followed by the Eight of Cups. So the Six of Wands is a victory card, Aries. Wands being the element of air and fire, which is a very dynamic, movement-oriented combination, and which is exactly what the suit of Wands is all about: change, movement, action, power. The Six of Wands is a victory. It's a card of having triumphed, of having had success over something. You can see that this man is riding back into town, and I say back because he's gone somewhere to do something, to accomplish something. He's achieved success. He's triumphed over something, and he's riding back into town, dressed in his finest. The banners are waving, the crowds are cheering and applauding and giving him praise and accolades. This is a card of having triumphed over something. So you're coming into the middle of March, or you're hitting the middle of March, Aries, feeling very good about something you've accomplished, something that you've overcome. Now, the Six of Wands is accompanied by the Eight of Cups. Cups, the element being that of water. Cups is a suit that points towards our emotions, our emotional landscape and atmosphere. It's also a suit that can point towards love and relationships, how we relate to the people around us and just in the world in general. The Eight of Cups can be a card that points towards being a sense of dissatisfaction or disappointment in something, a sense of not being fulfilled. You can see that this man, there are 8 cups on the ground behind this man. Some of them are tipped over and spilled, and some of them are still upright. The implication being that this man has tasted and drunk from most, if not all, of these cups. And while he's found something interesting or temporarily satisfying in each of them, ultimately they weren't what he was looking for. And he is moving on to something else. He's moving on to seek something else. He is definitively moving on. His back is turned to us. He's dressed for travel. He has his cloak on, his hat on, his staff in his hand. He's surveying the horizon. He's getting ready to go to seek out his fortune. Now, combined with the Six of Wands, I think this is going to resonate two completely different ways depending on which Aries are watching and what's in your natal chart at the moment. For some of you, this combination of cards in the middle of March 2016 Aries is going to represent having a victory over this. I feel for some of you is actually more of a passing sort of energy, perhaps that you entered March with, and by the middle of March, you've you made the decision to move on from something that wasn't satisfying you, that wasn't fulfilling you somehow, and you found a sense of triumph and success on the path away from whatever it was this thing was, this disappointment, something you found ultimately not fulfilling. And for others of you, I think this is going to resonate as feeling kind of a sense of, I feel like for some of you, you're on a path with something, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, because you've got two cup cards and two wand cards, one reverse sword card. I'm not exactly sure what it's pointing to, but for some of you, it feels like you're kind of at the middle of March, and you've achieved some kind of sense of triumph and success over something, but there's still kind of a sense of, almost a sense of dissatisfaction with where you're at. You're not sure if it's the place you want to stay, or if the victory that you've gotten or something that you've won turned out to be not entirely what you anticipated or what you wanted somehow. And I feel a sense of maybe doubt or a lack of faith that you're on the right path. For others of you, this is going to represent needing to move away from a dissatisfying situation or relationship. Again, there's no pentacle cards in this, so I'm not reading it as something in your tangible world, although you can apply those energies to that area of your life if it fits. Um, for some of you, this is going to be maybe a love thing, a relationship thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean a romantic love relationship. But again, it's a little confusing to me at the beginning of the reading. It feels like it's going to resonate pretty different ways depending on which Aries are watching. But overall, the positive feeling is you have achieved triumph over something, success over something, and it really represents a moving away from a place in your life where you didn't feel satisfied and you didn't feel fulfilled. And for others of you, it's going to represent your success, and your victory is going to lie in walking a path away from whatever it is that you feel is not fulfilling you. So however that resonates for you, Aries. Now, following that, we have two major arcana cards together. We have the High Priestess, beautiful, and the Wheel of Fortune, both in the upright position. The High Priestess is primarily about trusting in your intuition, which is what the High Priestess does. This is the High Priestess is a very spiritual individual, extraordinarily intuitive. This is somebody who has complete faith and confidence in every path that she takes, because she knows she's on the right path. She knows she's going to get to where she's going when she needs to, in the time frame that she needs to, in the manner in which she needs to. And this card speaks of going within and seeking out your intuition and trusting in what your gut says and trusting in your intuition. It also it also has a large spiritual theme to it as well, Aries. Whatever it is, your spiritual foundation is grounded in God, spirit, the universe, divine, your angels and guides, or a combination of all of those. It talks about asking for help from the source of your spiritual foundation and trusting in that, and trusting that you're going to be put on the right path with the right people at the right time to walk through this thing. It's all about trusting in your own intuition and trusting in what your instincts tell you and in where you feel you're being led, because it looks like the Wheel of Fortune is coming your way. And trust that I feel like this combination of cards is also trusting that not only trusting that you're on the right path, Aries, but also that is what's going to lead you to, I think I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I feel like trusting in your intuition and trusting in your sense of divine connection about being on the right path is what's actually going to, in some unexpected sort of good fortune ways, going to put you on the right path, or attract the right people to you at the right time. I feel like in the last half of March 2016, this victory, this triumph that you're achieving over this sense of lack of fulfillment in your life or lack of direction in your life. You need to trust that you're walking away, that the path that you've chosen to walk away from this thing is not only bringing you triumph and success, but that you need to trust in your intuition about being on the right path. It looks like some good luck and good fortune is going to come to you as a result of trusting in that path and trusting in your intuition. I really feel like there's a portion of you that's going to be tempted to perhaps walk down a different road. And what I'm getting is other people's opinions, other people's chatter somehow is making you doubt the place that you're at or doubt the goals that you're achieving. I think for some of you, I'm just getting that some kind of negative chatter, people trying and advise you to do something different. But this combination of cards of the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune, Aries, they're both major arcana cards. Very significant, profound piece of advice saying trust in your intuition wherever it is that you feel led. If you're having dreams about it, if you feel like you're getting little signs, they're there for a reason. You need to trust in that because that is going to bring you good fortune and good blessings on this path. And that walking away from that based on other people's opinions is actually going to take you further away from where you want to be. And again, for some of you, I feel like the Six of Wands and Eight of Cups is having gotten to a really good place in your life. But again, negative chatter making you doubt. Something's making you doubt the path that you're on. But the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune is saying, don't listen to that. Now, right after that, we have the Three of Cups, card of celebration, with the Nine of Swords in reverse. And I like to see this card in reverse for you, Aries. So the Three of Cups, cups again being that element about our emotions. And the Three of Cups is about celebration. This is about feeling really good about something. This has a very strong social theme to it too. So it could be that some of you are going out, you're having a good time, you're spending time with people in whose company you feel really good and really happy and really comfortable with. This is also about taking pleasure in both the small and the big things in your life. It's a card of celebration. And it looks like you have something to celebrate. Again, for some of you, that victory card that you're hitting the middle of March with represents a walking away from something. For some of you, you're going to be in doubt about the place that you're on, the path that you're on. But again, trusting in your own intuition is what's going to bring you this good fortune and good blessing. And it looks like it's you get this stroke of good luck, stroke of good fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is bringing you something unexpected, something you can't see from where you're at right now. And it's going to be a cause of celebration. Not only that, but it's also going to represent the end of a period of really, really strong anxieties and mental stressors in your life. And again, this is echoing a little bit with the reading I just did for Leo's mid-month as well. So you have that Three of Cups is accompanied by the Nine of Swords in reverse, which I'd like to see in reverse. In the upright position, Aries, it's about staying up late at night. You can't sleep. You can see this woman is hunched over and she's so completely focused on whatever it is, this thing that she's worried about, mental anxieties. It's almost a card of being tortured by your own thoughts. There's a strong feeling of circular thinking around this card. Thoughts going around and around, being up late at night. But if you can see on this card, this woman, there's an owl on the windowsill very close to her. She can almost reach out and touch it. And owls are one of those universal symbols of wisdom and truth and insight, but wisdom mostly. But she's not noticing the owl. She's not seeing it because she's just too consumed with her own stresses, her own anxieties, her own worries, which implies that there's something there that she's not seeing, something that you're not seeing, something that has been very worrisome for you. However, you got this card in the reverse position, Aries, right after this Three of Cups. Again, High Priestess, trust in your intuition, trust in the path that you're on, trust in your feelings to guide you. That's what's going to bring you this stroke of good luck, this stroke of good fortune that's going to lead to this celebration thing. You're going to have to let me know what this is. And it's going to represent an end to these mental anxieties and worries and stresses that you've been carrying around with you. And I feel like they've been very bad, very strong. So I'm happy to see that come to an end for you. Again, trust in your path, trust in your intuition. And it looks like this first part of it, I feel like it's going to require some patience. Again, I feel like there's a sense of mental chatter, people trying to get you to walk a different path or make some different decisions other than the ones that you've already chosen. But the very strong feeling I have and the advice that the cards are pointing towards is to stay in the decision that you've made, no matter what it looks like to the outside world, and no matter what doubts you have going on in your head. Your intuition will never steer you wrong. Your crowning card is the Hanging Man, which is sticking by a decision, standing by something, even when to the outside world it looks weird or awkward or uncomfortable or not successful. But that's where you're going to find success and good fortune. And at or towards the end of March 2016, Aries, it looks like we're wrapping up with some action, whatever it was, this thing that happened, that occurred. You trusted in your own intuition. You stuck by your decision. You stuck on your path. Something quite looks like something quite wonderful and quite unexpected happened. You're celebrating. It's an end to these stresses and worries and anxieties. And at the end, you have the King of Wands, which is I always see as your card, Aries, accompanied by the Page of Wands. A lot of action, a lot of movement towards the end of the month. It almost feels like you were, I don't know if you were waiting for something. Again, with Leo, it was waiting for something that they had already begun and wasn't moving fast enough, and they wanted to run in and charge and change everything. Again, I'm feeling a sense too that there's a sense of being on a path, not really sure about it, being doubtful about it, and wanting perhaps to change the path entirely, but your crowning card, the Hanging Man, advising you not to do that. That's what's going to end up bringing you this good luck and good fortune. And at the end of the month, you are back to your old self again. I see this King of Wands as you. This could also represent another person in your sphere, another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The energies being that of the king who's reached the mastery of his suit. It's a very action-oriented individual. This is a very movement-oriented card. Somebody who makes a decision, acts on it, figures out what he wants, and immediately goes after it. This is a card, there's a lot of creativity, fire, passion, a lot of emotion. And in the upright position too, it really feels, Aries, like at the end of March 2016, you're going to be back to feeling full of energy, full of life, full of passion. Whatever this process is that you went through, this ending of this period of mental stress and anxiety and worry is making you feel like your old self again. And I feel it has something to do with also messages that you're going to be receiving in the form of the Page of Wands. There's a newness and exuberance and a young enthusiasm about this card. Pages can represent messages and new beginnings as well. Not in quite the same way that aces would, but still new beginnings, something youthful, a breath of fresh air. Again, I feel like it's something newish, but something that you're, this path that you're on that you've had some doubts on, but looks like you're back to being your old self at the end of the month. And I feel like you're going to be getting messages about this thing that are going to make you feel very happy. Looks like the end of the month. It looks like around the middle of the month, Aries, you go through a bit of a self-doubt and wondering if you're doing the right thing, if you're on the right path, if the decision you've made about something, the decision to do something is the right one. Again, I feel like you're getting advice from perhaps well-meaning people that you're not, but I feel like you're going to be getting additional messages that are going to be bolstering that you're on the right path, in addition to this unexpected stroke of good luck and good fortune. Your crowning card, the overall energy of this reading is the Hanging Man, Major Arcana card, significant, profound. You can see this man is hanging upside down in what appears to be an awkward and uncomfortable position, but he appears to be perfectly at peace with it. This is a card about, and I think this is how it resonates for you for this reading, Aries, although it can have other meanings as well. But I feel like it's about standing by this decision you've made about something major and important in your life. And I feel it's a decision you made to go down a specific path, to take action on a certain thing. And you're getting advice, well-meaning advice. I feel it's from people who care about you, about, are you sure you're doing the right thing? Are you sure you've made the right decision? I really think you ought to be doing A instead of B. But the Hanging Man is all about standing by what you've decided to do, standing by your decision, standing your ground, no matter what it looks like to the outside world, being patient with that. It can also represent feeling like you're in a state of limbo, that things aren't moving right at the moment, and that may resonate too. But I think, again, like for Leo, if that's the case, I feel like it's very short-lived and very temporary, because it looks like success is absolutely imminent for you. But I feel like it's going to come more at the very end of March 2016. But it's going to make you feel very happy, very motivated, very action-oriented, very exuberant, full of energy and fire. So wonderful, Aries. I hope you've enjoyed your mid-month reading. I hope it has resonated for you, or at least given you a little bit of clarity and hope and insight. Stay strong. You've got this one. Don't change your path. I think the cards are pointing towards just trusting in your intuition on the decisions that you've made, standing by them. So for those of you who are interested in a personal reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage or email me directly at Maggie, the number 1 McGuire at gmail.com. And Aries, until I see you again in April for the general 2016 readings for April, I will see you then. I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Aries, and I'll see you later. Bye.